Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your November 2020 horoscope for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Mars. So starting off, I'm going to go through the transits with you, and starting here on the 3rd of November, we have Mercury stationing direct in the sign of Libra. So this is right in your home sign. At 25 degrees, we're going to see this Mercury station. And so for those of you who are Libra rising, and even those of you with the Libra Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, you may strongly feel this effect as this is Mercury stationing direct in your home sign. And this is after a Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, so a lot of deep diving and digging deep, and especially for those of you with for those of you with Libra rising, a lot of this digging in terms of your self-worth and security, really trying to find that solid ground and that understanding of how you're going to build and hold that sense of security in your life. And so with this Mercury station direct finally coming out of that space where a lot of clarity is being put in front of you, right in the front of your perception, with that being in your first house. So a lot of clarity, a lot of insight coming here on the 3rd, moving forward. On the 10th of November, we have Mercury entering back into Scorpio. So we're going to see this Mercury shift into your second house, again, dealing with your security, your self-worth, your finances. And so a lot of focus in this particular area for many of you, right? A lot of work and responsibilities, especially coming off of those previous horoscopes that we had leading up to this moment. A lot of you moving ahead in your careers are taking on these roles and responsibilities. So huge focus that is put in this particular area. Moving forward on the 12th of November, we have Jupiter making a conjunction with Pluto. And this is a huge conjunction that we've seen throughout this year, where this has been an explosive transformation, this time with both of these station direct. And so a lot of external transformations that we're seeing take place here. This, of course, is in Capricorn, and so happening in your 4th house. And so a lot in terms of your private life, in terms of the way that you feel and what you're connecting to, that is shifting and changing. And so many of you making changes, making adjustments, making plans in terms of your family or your private life here, where we're seeing a lot of these intense changes, especially with Saturn in there as well. Now, moving forward on the 13th, we have Mars stationing direct. This, of course, is stationing direct in its home sign, where we've seen this retrograde play out. Lots of roadblocks and difficulties, especially for those of you with Libra rising, as this is in your 7th house of relationships and business partnerships. A lot of conflict and legal situations and these agreements and contracts for many of you, as well as anything that you are invested in and that you are agreeing to be a part of relationship-wise. A lot of these roadblocks or challenges or difficulties, we're seeing that come to an end with this Mars direct, where there can be a lot of forward motion now in terms of getting issues resolved and moving forward into the area that you want to be in this relationship, in this agreement, in this contract. A lot of forward progress and movement now as Mars stations direct. So ending off the year on a good note for many of you, as you're seeing a lot of these issues start to come to a halt. Now, moving forward on the 21st of November, we have Venus entering into Scorpio. Very intense placement, especially for those of you with Libra rising, as this is happening in your 2nd house, where there can be a huge attachment to possessions, a huge attachment to the things that bring you comfort in your life. And so this is definitely a time with Venus and Scorpio where many of you want to be cautious of overdoing it, as Scorpio is about obsession and these deep emotional attachments. And so what is it that you are emotionally attaching to during this time? Is it healthy or is it not? And this is a huge time of understanding what brings you emotional fulfillment over what is just going to bring you short-term pleasure. Also on the 21st, adding to this expansive nature, we have the Sun shifting into Sagittarius, marking off a new season that is taking us away from that intense Scorpio season of really diving deep, bringing us more into this higher perspective with Sagittarius here. And for many of you, this is happening in your third house, where this can be a time of breakthroughs, of revolution, of seeing things in a new light. And so a lot in terms of clarity in the way that you're thinking, in the way that you're planning, a lot of information and clarity that can come through here with this Sun in your third house. Moving forward, on the 28th, we have Neptune stationing direct. Finally, we've been through this long retrograde here with Neptune that we saw all the way back in June. And so this is a time of things finally becoming clear as we are moving forward here. And this is, of course, about what is real and what is not, with this Neptune energy being all about imagination, all about illusion, deception, dreams, spirituality, intuition, creativity. So Neptune really pulling us outside of the physical realm. And so big question during this Neptune retrograde has been, what is really bringing you and your dreams into a place of reality? What is real and what is not? And of course, this is Neptune that is sitting in Pisces for many of you. So this is sitting back in your 6th house, where this is dealing with work and responsibilities. And so for many of you, this is a time of realizing that you can make your dreams come true, realizing that magic is in front of you. But also, for those of you who are in this space of looking for something to happen by chance, this is a huge reminder that you will have to put in the work and do what is necessary to make these dreams become reality. So a little bit of this tug of war with really figuring out what is real and what is not, but also in understanding the magic and the miracles in life. Now, moving forward on the 30th, we have our last major shift here in November, which is a full moon, but this time it is a lunar eclipse. We are shifting back into eclipse season here. And this is a brand new eclipse season, as this is happening in the sign of Gemini. So finally activating those nodes that we shifted into back in May, where we're seeing this as an eclipse in the sign of Gemini. Huge shift that we are seeing here. And this is a major time for many of you, with this being in your 9th house, where this is an opportunity for learning, for seeing from a higher perspective, for more opportunities and more miracles to pour into your life. But it's also a time to let go of those limiting beliefs, to let go of these thoughts and these ideas that are not conducive to you, as a full moon is a release point. And with this being an eclipse, this is intense even more so, where this is a deliberate releasing, where if you're not releasing this, this can drag you and pull you into a situation where you are forced to let go. So huge moment of letting go of your old philosophy, your old truths, your old beliefs that are holding you back from your full potential, holding you back from where you are headed at this time. So huge month for those of you with Libra rising, as far as really realizing your dreams and going ahead, moving ahead with your new ideas, your new insights, and letting go of the old thoughts and ideas that no longer serve you. Now I'm going to take a look at the cards for this month. So starting off here, we have the Tower card and the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So starting off here, many of you coming out of an unbalanced situation, many of you leaving behind a chaotic or destructive moment. And so for some of you, you may have been going through difficulties in relationships, difficulties in work, struggles in life altogether. And so very much a time here as you're shifting into November to come out of this distressful or difficult situation. Now, moving ahead here, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And so as far as what is stopping you, many of you not wanting to look at these challenges or struggles that you have been through. And so remembering that we are having this full moon lunar eclipse happening in your 9th house, where many of you have to let go of these old thoughts, these old attachments, by actually going in and facing it, by going through it, by experiencing it, so that you can clear it out and make room for more. So a lot of shifting and changing that needs to take place here, coming out of this Tower card moment and moving forward. Next card here is the Queen of Swords. And so this is a huge time where your strength, your resources comes from you living by your truth, you following your thoughts and your beliefs. And so huge moment of realizing the power that is behind the way that you think and believe at this time, and making sure that you are making those thoughts something that is positive, something that is beneficial to you, right? Does this serve you? And remembering that Venus that is shifting into your 2nd house. Are the things that you're attached to at this time going to be something that is healthy, something that is fulfilling, that is nurturing, that is long-lasting? Or is it going to be a short-term feeling, a short-term desire that you're attaching and connecting to? And so being very careful of your thoughts and careful of the feelings that you're attaching to coming into this month of November. Next card here is the Ace of Swords. And so this is a time of, once again, needing to leave behind those old destructive thoughts, right? This is the Ace of Swords in reverse. And so what were those old situations that you were holding on to? This is a moment of really realizing that this is time for a new start, for a new, fresh beginning, by leaving behind those old beginnings, by leaving behind those old situations that are still fresh in your mind. And so, once again, disconnecting, detaching from these old thoughts and feelings that are no longer serving you, these old crumbling situations that are falling apart. Next 2 cards here are the Knight of Wands and the Magician. And so, moving ahead here, this is really about, once again, taking the action, using your skills, using the gifts that you have to be the best version of yourself moving forward, making the magic happen, right? We talked about that earlier when we broke down the transits. This Neptune stationing direct in your 6th house and this full moon in your 9th house opening up magical possibilities into your life. And especially as we are coming into this new moon that will take place on the 15th in your 2nd house, which we will talk about in a separate video. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot that is coming into your life. And so really a time of continuing to keep going, continuing to chase your passions, continuing to do what you love moving forward, and not stopping these new beginnings from taking place. So really, really huge time of tapping into your magic. What is your potential? What are you capable of doing right now? Taking that and moving forward, pushing ahead with it. Next card here is the Fool. And so this is a huge time of really opening yourself up to the possibilities once again. How can you step into this new situation that is more beneficial to you? So really letting go once again of these old attachments and moving ahead, moving forward into the possibilities, into the unknown of what you can start, of what you can create, of what is open to you. Next card here is the Two of Wands in reverse. And so once again, this is a time of letting go of these old uncomfortable situations, of these old paths that you went down. For some of you, you might have went down uncomfortable paths with others, trying to please others, trying to help others when it didn't serve you, when it wasn't beneficial to you. For some of you, simply just choosing these paths based upon what others have told you. And so this is a time of really looking to yourself to figure out what direction are you going in and staying true to the direction that you know that is true to your heart. Following along with that, our next card here is the Chariot in reverse. And so this is a time where you have to look to yourself for your hopes and dreams. You have to look to yourself about what is the new beginning that you're going to start. What are you creating? What are you headed towards? Based upon what you want, not what others want. So huge time to pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, of what you're hoping, of what you desire, of what is going to move you forward towards your goals at this time. Last card here from the Connolly Tarot deck is the Eight of Wands. And so, yes, you are going to go through struggles and obstacles and difficulties moving along this path. But once again, continue to move forward into the unknown. Continue to move forward through the obstacles and difficulties, because this will lead you to a promising result. So a lot that is being broken down, a lot that is confusing, that is unknown, that is difficult or challenging, that is ahead of you. Now I pulled some extra cards here as well from the Black Moon Astrology deck. So first card here is the Void Off Course Moon. So once again, you are entering into the unknown. There's this feeling of not knowing or understanding what is ahead of you. There's also this feeling of something that is missing, something that is very much needed to fulfill your destiny, to fulfill what you're seeking. And so once again, this is a time of not seeking out the advice of others, but paying very close attention to what is it that you want. Remembering that Mars is in your 7th house, where many of you are going to want to rely on others. But what is it that you really want at this time? Last card here for you is Jupiter, abundance. So this all ends in your prosperity. This all ends in your success, right? This is a huge time, and November is a huge month for all of the signs, but especially for you, Libra, where this is a time of new beginnings, of possibilities opening up to you. And so, huge thing about this is making yourself open to those possibilities, making sure that you are allowing yourself to release the old so that you can make space for this abundance to come into your life. And that was your November 2020 horoscope for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up, as well as hitting that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video.